Namaste and welcome to class. And thank you so much for sitting with me with your undivided attention in this beautiful, cloudy, cool day here in Peru, in one of the vertices of the second chakra. As you know, the second chakra have a main point, a point of entrance and a point of exit. And also it has a different points or marma points around and within and so on. So it has been a really beautiful journey and exploring the different sites that have different kinds of values and attributes. And one of the attributes I want to talk to you about it is about values. Because the values is an attribute that it has the juice of our heart. It's what we value is what we embrace. What we value is what we tend to have it very near our heart and our gratitude and all the attributes of the heart. But we don't sometimes paste and see what are the values and the different types of values that you should consider, and what are the values that are permanent, what are impermanent, and what really is valuable. Sometimes we lose track and we place value in things that are not, right? Like not everything that shines is gold. So sometimes we see, oh my God, this relationship amazing, and you start projecting your juices, your heart juices towards that relationship, and you start valuing that. You say, oh, this is what I need. This is what is proper, this is mine, and then it becomes a kind of a possession and a protection. And from there you can develop jealousy and develop attachment and so on and so forth, right? But at the end is depleting the juices of your heart. So I want to talk to you today about 3 types of values that some are worth to consider and keep, and some are not worth to keep. So I leave it up to you. The first type of value is the value that is concrete to your physical reality. It means everything that you experience. Let's say you value your culture, you value the language of your country, you value your relationship, you value your financial statements, you value your health, you value anything that is concrete to the senses. And in this type of value, what it does is that it keeps you grounded. It keeps you in certain direction. When it becomes so attached and they say, okay, these values is me, then the problem starts. Because it say, well, I am my language, I am the identity of my country, I am what I know, I am worth if I have a man or if I have a relationship. So that it becomes very constricted to you. And not only that, that sense of attachment creates certain anxiety within you. Say, when I'm going to lose it, or I need to have the bank account to a certain level, otherwise I will devalue myself. I will be not valuable to other ones. I won't be value my life, or the standard of my life will be different. And so on, right? You put a story behind that value that is concrete, that is from the senses. Well, that value is going to change, and that value is impermanent, and that value is fluctuated, right? It fluctuates all the time. You value your health, you go to the gym, and so on and so forth. You get exposed to a virus, you get a cold. Then you don't say, oh, I value my health. So learn to value things before you lose them. If you have a relationship that is healthy, that is proper for you, value it, but not identify with that. That relationship doesn't going to make you better or powerful or holy. It's just a good manifestation of your heart. So value things before you lose them is gratitude, because you are putting certain, not only the value that it is, but you are observing with consciousness how precious what is given around you, pleasant or unpleasant, is being given to you. It is part of your creation, and you should praise yourself for it. You should value that whatever comes into your life, whatever you're manifesting. The second type of value is the value of all the recollection of your experiences and its manifestations. This is more related to your soul journey. Through your present moment, because all is happening in the present moment, you have diverse timelines that are living different experiences, and all these timelines are communicating with themselves. For example, if I am talking to you about the priesthood in Egypt, I am entitled to do that because I had lived that. I am living in a parallel life that. Same thing with other kind of topics, same thing with other kinds of experiences. In some timelines, I may be giving birth to twins. So I will have that experience, that code, that memory in my subconscious. If I am in another timeline, I am a shoemaker. So I am entitled to talk about shoemaking because somehow I am connected to that information. And this is of extreme valuable. And this is also very much at this moment and is thinner. So humanity have more capability or receptivity or availability to get this information in the conscious. So whatever material have been in the subconscious is traveling towards your conscious. So you remember things that you say, where did this come from? How do I learn to knit? Or how I know that this person is in certain vibration? How do I know this, that it was not in my awareness before? This is of extreme valuable because it is making you more whole, is making you more resourceful, right? So imagine you have lived eons of life, perhaps, in this planet. You have another eons and another planets, and all are intertwined and all are somehow giving you in this incarnation, in this timeline, the information that is relevant for you to be more expanded, more joyful, more powerful, and to see what really is the value of these incredible resources of your soul. Sometimes we are scared of our subconscious material. So, oh my God, what is in there? What am I going to open and find? And our catastrophic mind is going to be bad. It's going to be the shadows. It's going to be something that I need to work on it, and so on and so forth. Well, it's not always that way. If anything that you have denied, I am totally reassuring you that you are being poked in this life, in this incarnation, with that denial. So none of the subconscious material is going to threat you. Anything that is unfinished, you are dealing with it right now in your incarnation. anything that is needed to be upgraded, you are dealing with it with certain discomfort because you have been lazy and looking at those items of you or those powers on you that you don't want to activate. On the other hand, you have activated other skills, other memories, other experiences. All that is needed is to be gathered in the conscious. And this is of tremendous value. So that is the second value. The third value is even more subtle and is permanent because it's related to consciousness. Let's say that you are in the world of experience, of the world of matter. You also have the world of your soul with all your experiences. But there is something that is the overviewer. And the overviewer in native spirituality is related to the ego, right? Is the one that sees and oversees everything that is happening in you. And in here you need three things. One is honesty. You need to be honest to recognize where you are. What is the location where you are? Are you a victim? You have to be honest and say, oh, I'm kind of playing small and being a victim on that. And it doesn't feel good, but I can manipulate that way. You need to be honest on that, where you are. And this is so important. Sometimes it's subtle, and I hope that you can catch me on this one, because it's so subtle, and sometimes you need the help of the teacher to clean the webs of your own dramas and stories and to tell you exactly where you are. With that honesty that you receive and say, okay, I am here. Then is not only honesty, but also the second one is when you admit that you are there, and sometimes it feels good. Sometimes it's something that your moral judgment and mind condemned. Usually it's something secretive, something that, oh, I don't want anybody to know. And you work really, really hard to hide it and to pretend and to put an image on it and to code it. Because sometimes to be that honest, it requires boldness and courage. And that is so valuable. But the value is not in that courage and honesty. The value is in that admitting and in not intervening in what are you seeing. So you see that you are giving consciousness to where you are, but you are not forceful in changing anything, because you are trusting that the very power of you observing where you are is producing a transmutation, is producing some changes. And that is the value of the human consciousness, where you are able to see, you sight change, but it only change in what is real, is not in what you invent or want to be. It's in that moment that a great explosion of light occurs, because the union of your own consciousness and the union of your own manifestation start to negotiate, start to flow, start to link, start to connect. Your action of honesty pays and is valuable. And that is something that it never change. You can't deny it. You can't put it aside. You can't negotiate with that power. You can not give the value that it has because it's so simple is so simple and is so humbling that, the ego don't give importance to that. Oh, yes, yes, I know. But, behind that, I know, it means don't look at it. It means, I know, don't mess up with me. So be careful how you are using the great value of your consciousness, how you are applying that to your evolution. Because it's through that value you see where you are, you embrace in compassion where you are, that you are ready to move to your next step. Otherwise, you are not going anywhere. You do have the power of evolution through your sight, through your consciousness, through your honesty, through your admitting in simplicity, and through no intervention of your control and your power over what you see. It's a very simple thing, but it needs exercise because our culture is not supporting that kind of honesty. Or you confuse that kind of honesty and say, okay, now I'm going to tell you how I feel. No, it's nothing to do with feelings, nothing to do with your mental process. It's beyond that. It requires your mind and concentration, but is not necessarily using your mind. It's using the power of humbleness of your heart where you are. As a spiritual teacher, I have many kind of students. And the ones that advance quickly are the ones that are able to sit to where they are. Not to make stories about it, not to transmute, trying to change it and do shadow work and nothing. It goes in that deep meditation. And you must be grateful because that action is a great divine value. I hope that this lesson is of your use in this amazing place of origin. Is part of where things start, to be conceived. It's about the seed, the sperm, but that's another talk for our next lesson. Thank you very much for sitting with me, and I'll see you in our next class. Namaste.